It's Mathieu from Meta API, and I will show you today how Meta API can be a universal connector for you inside your low-code tools, and also how it can be the missing link inside your automation workflow. So let's get started. I have a make with just a webhook configured, and I have right here a spell inside Meta API, which is an automation, which need to give an address, and with this address I will be able to retrieve from Yelp and Google Map some restaurant around this address. So our aim is now to connect this spell inside Meta API in your make. So you will be able to use Meta API as a universal connector. So if you want to achieve something in Make but you don't have the connector, or the processing capability of Make is too limited to process very large data, or to connect to, I don't know, an hidden database to process something very large, you can use Meta API as a simple connector, processes inside Meta API, and go back the data inside Make. So to achieve this, I will add an HTTP module inside Make to make a request, because everything you done inside Meta API is exposed as an API. And I will need to fill here some field to do some configuration. So let's go to Meta API. I will go to the versioning part. I have already a version in production, so I will manage snippet and API key, and that will give me all the details I need to have to configure Make. So I will do a post, because I will need to send some data from Make to Meta API, and I will choose a dedicated API key I have done on Make, because I will show you my API key and I will destroy it just after this demo, because it's very risky to expose your API key. So I will copy it to expose all the data, and I will get the URL. I will copy paste inside Make. I say, okay, I will do a post request. I will add an header called API key to be authenticated to Meta API. So this key is here. Perfect. I don't have a query type, but I will have a body type as raw and as application JSON. So now I need to create and configure a JSON inside Make to add this data and send it with the request. So I will add another module called JSON to create a new JSON that I will take between the webhook. Here it's a webhook, but you can have whatever you want from Make, and I will configure it. So I need to choose a data structure, so I will add a new one. So I will spell restaurant inside Meta API, and I have the capability to generate all the specification from a sample data, which I have right here. So I will need to send an address with an address, so it's perfect. Generate, perfect. Say, so I will have to pass an address as text. I will save it. I will take this example address I have here, just for testing, but you can put anything you want from Make, from a previous execution on your side. So I will connect now my JSON inside my HTTP module. So I take it, my JSON string from here, and I will say, okay, I want to pass the response automatically, because Meta API will respond with a JSON document. So That's perfect if we can do it. And that's it. Everything is configured, so I will activate it and run the webhook just for testing. So I have my webhook here, my JSON is generated, and inside my HTTP module, I see that a request has been made to Meta API, and inside the data, I have all the data coming from Meta API. So everything inside Meta API, the spell inside Meta API was executed, and all the data come from this. And as you can see, I have now all the data inside Make, so I can do whatever I want with the data. And if I go back to Meta API, go back to the reporting and refresh the page, I will see inside the logs details the request coming from Make with all my API executing in order. And that's it. You have with like two modules, a gateway from Make to Meta API to connect everything you want. And if you have, for example, to access services or application not available on Make, you can do it on Meta API, because you can import and use any API you want inside Meta API. So you can use it as a gateway to processes inside Meta API and go back to Make and go back to your workflow and finish your workflow and do whatever you like. Thanks a lot, guys, and see you in the next one. Thanks.